Every penny counts, especially if you're an Amazon or e-commerce seller. Every penny that you save adds to your bottom line. And today we're going to be talking to a company that claims they can save you lots and lots of pennies. So we're super, super excited to talk to Airwallex, who is a payment service provider. So Mark, Kevin, how are you guys doing?
We're really well. Bit cold down here today, but other than that, we're fine.
Yeah, fantastic. Awesome. Fantastic. And it's great to see, everything's taken off with the launch and everything's progressing really well. And, lots of people sort of happy that, the launch is finally sort of going to happen. And yeah, all go this end.
Yes. Oh my God. I can't believe it's really, really happening. The India Sourcing Network website launch, it's finally happening. Yeah. We had conceptualized the website, I think last year. We had thought about it, and then just delays just kept happening. And then there was COVID and one thing led to another. So finally we're here. But before we get started with Airwallex, we have Justin from Airwallex waiting backstage. We just want to quickly remind everyone of the dates for our website launch. And I'm going to quickly run this video. In case you've missed this video, you've got to see this. It's really, really cool. So let's just take a look at this quick video first. Oops, there. Woohoo! So those are the dates.
Awesome.
I love that music.
Yeah, do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like a James Bond type movie. The thrilling sort of scenario to the awesome music. Good
and we've got so many prizes that we're giving away on launch day. So we've got almost 70 prizes now. It was initially 50, then we got 60, and now we've got almost 70 prizes. And there are discounts and free offers and free consultation and discounts on inspection services, sourcing services. We are offering some free tickets for our workshop, so it's going to be awesome. If you want to join the lucky draw, then you have to go to this post, type this in your browser, bit.ly/ISN-win. Type this in your browser and just like the post or comment or share it, and your name will be added to the drawing of the lucky draw that we're going to do. And we're going to choose winners live. So we have this wheel of names thing that we're going to add all your names. We're going to spin the wheel, and then the wheel is going to decide who's going to be the winner. So it's really, really awesome. Really exciting. So definitely go here. If you're in the Facebook group, you should be able to go into the announcements tab at the top and look for a post with this video on it, and then just like or comment on that post, and your name will be added to the drawing. Okay, awesome. So let's get started with our presentation now. Let's see who's joined us. The best is yet to be. Hello, good to be here. Looking forward to this awesome webinar. Mano, good morning. How are you? Mano's always there, and he's joining us bright and early.
Yeah.
Good Airwallex morning, mates.
Oh, sure.
Hi, Jahid. How are you? We're doing great. Hi, David. Good to see you here. Okay, so I'm going to invite Justin onto stage. ST, long time. How are you? Claire is here too.
Claire Crawford, hi.
Okay, so there's Justin, who's in his car, and we can blame Melbourne traffic for that.
Yeah, I totally misjudged the school traffic, and it's just been crazy. But I'm super excited to be here. Really excited to show you guys what Airwallex can do.
Awesome, fantastic. So Justin, do you want to first talk a little bit about yourself, and then I know you've got a presentation to go through, and you're also going to give an actual demo of the platform, which is really cool. And I just want to add that I have signed up for the platform. I've started using it. I've done a couple of transactions, really happy so far. Marg has also signed up. Has your
I've
account been approved?
Yes,
Marg?
mine's up and
Yeah?
running too. I've
Okay.
applied for my cards and I've done it all. Yeah, I've just got to transfer
Yeah.
my money across, and I thought I'd watch today and learn a bit more before I transferred my money across.
Yes. And also a huge shout out to Trisha, because she was the one who actually did all of this research, and she compared a lot of different payment service providers, and then she was like, okay, Airwallex is the best. And she recommended Airwallex to the group. She did a post about it, and that's how we met Justin. So thank you so much for that, Trisha. Okay, Justin, tell us about yourself and then we'll get started.
Yeah, so I started off as an accountant, and I was at PwC for about 3 years, decided that, accounting wasn't for me, and that I'd absolutely love business. So then since then I've been in a few different businesses. I've done e-commerce. So I started a board game business called Gameology. Most recently during COVID, because lockdowns, there was no way to get bubble tea, so we decided to create like a bubble tea DIY kit business that we delivered to everyone's home, and that's been doing super well. And then recently, about a year ago, I joined Airwallex as a partnerships manager. So that's been a really exciting journey for me, being part of, like, seeing someone build, like on the outside, when I always used Airwallex for my own e-commerce businesses, and it was good. The rates were good, but I never understood why I was worth $2 billion or however much, right? And it wasn't until I joined Airwallex, right, that I'm like, oh, like they're actually trying to build a bank, right? That's why it's worth so much money. It's because if you look at, how much banks are worth, like squillions. So, and seeing the back end, seeing the roadmap has been really eye-opening, because Airwallex isn't looking to just give you really good FX rates. Airwallex is looking to make your life as a business owner so much easier and so much more pain-free. Like with my restaurant business, I would have to I tried to open cards for my managers, and that whole process takes about probably at least 3 to 4 5 weeks. Even with Airwallex, you can basically open cards as you want, right? One of the other things I've looked at was expanding overseas, and then when I looked at the paperwork from the bank to open a bank account, it just wasn't feasible. And these are all small pain points that Airwallex is solving. And there are also all these other pain points that are still there that we will eventually solve as well. So I think Airwallex is just a super exciting platform, and I think that what really separates Airwallex from all the other platforms is that we're still building, and we're still building a lot of features, and we're also business focused. So everything we do will be for businesses, and will scale as you grow your business as well.
And when we first talked to you, I think the first thing that really caught my attention was you said we could potentially replace your bank someday, and that's what we're trying to be. I was like, wow, okay, this sounds really exciting, because yes, I think traditional banking system is just so painful and slow. So yeah, super excited about this. Claire says, I love Airwallex. Yes, thanks, Tricia. And look who's here. Tricia is here.
Hey,
Yay. Tricia, it's because of you that we are here, so thank you so much.
and Tricia, from the bottom of my heart, being a VA, I can now get my own card.
Right? How amazing is that, right?
Awesome. Okay, so Justin, do you want to go through your slides first? Do you want to just switch to your slides, and then I'm going to share screen? Okay, great. We can see your slides now, so you can go ahead.
Perfect. So Airwallex, business bank account for the modern business. Airwallex was. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep. Oh, you guys hear me? Cool. So Airwallex was founded in 2015, and basically we're the fastest growing unicorn in Australia. So reached a valuation of 1.8 billion. On the right is all our different investors. So you've got Sequoia, you've got Tencent, you've got ANZ, and we're still growing every day. So every day I think there's at least 5 to 10 new people joining the team. These are some of the e-commerce brands that we've worked with. I think that the ones that are interesting are like Pot and Parcel, Crocked, and Coconut Bowls. These all, prior to COVID, they were an Australian business, but since COVID, and with the help of Airwallex, they've been able to grow in the US and the UK, and now those markets are actually bigger than their Australian business. So what can Airwallex do? So we simplify FX and we can collect payments. So specifically for everyone all you Amazon sellers who are selling in the US, Airwallex allows you to open a US bank account and then connect it to Amazon, and then you take payment in the US. The next benefit of Airwallex is you can actually treat it like your bank account or your wallet. So you can hold that US dollars in Airwallex for as long as you'd like. And the benefit of that is when you're, one day if you expand your store to Shopify and you've got USD subscriptions there, you can pay for that with that USD. If you're paying for your suppliers in the US, in China, not China, sorry, in India, sorry, my bad. You're paying for your suppliers, your Indian suppliers who charge you in USD in India, you can actually pay them out of Airwallex as well. And basically it's like a global bank account. So one of the other benefits is we help you reach international markets. So opening the bank accounts in seconds. Our FX rate is super competitive, so we should be the best in the market. And yeah, I've mentioned that you'll save on global expenses. So these are the countries where we can open bank accounts. So we can do US, Britain, and Europe. And the Hong Kong bank account allows you to do a lot of different currencies. So this is when you're accepting payments. We are still adding on countries every single month. So expect this map to grow. These are the different gateways we connect to. And one of the super exciting things for anyone who's actually got their own website is that Airwallex is actually launching our own payment gateway as well to compete with PayPal and Stripe. So what they'll mean for you is that in the future, if you've got your own website, you'll be able to take payments with the Airwallex payment gateway. This is a quick fee comparison. So this is a quick fee comparison. So Airwallex is the cheapest by a bit, but I think where we're really different to everyone else is really the functionality. So compared to TransferWise, they don't connect into Amazon at the moment, but the other big difference is that we actually allow you to issue as many cards as you want. So if you've got 10 VAs, you can give each of them a card with $10, $20 each for them to as a reward or something like that. This is just a quick summary of how we stop you being double charged on double conversions. So basically, if you're accepting USD and you hold it in Airwallex and then you pay out with Airwallex, then you actually don't pay any conversions. And we've actually got some clients who they actually never convert the USD until they're bringing the profits back to Australia. This is the Visa debit card function that I'll show you guys in a second, but essentially you're able to make as many cards as you want. And you're able to give them to either to employees or also to staff. Got a rewards program as well, where there's some discounts. Integrate into Xero as well. So if any of your, for anyone that uses Xero, this makes accounting a lot easier as well. And this is a case study on Sheet Society. We've actually got a few case studies on our website that I think are really interesting. So I'll send them through to Megla after this call as well, after this webinar. Cool, and that's pretty much it. So let me open the demo.
So yeah, and a couple of key features that I think we want to highlight is the unlimited virtual cards. I think those are really useful, and not only to give to your VAs, but if you want to pay for subscriptions, so you can have different cards for different subscription services. Like if you're subscribed to Helium 10, you can have one card only for Helium 10, right? Or is there any limit on the number of cards that people can get, or is it really unlimited?
It's really unlimited. So it's like, I think there's up to 500, then you need a request for more. But then as long as you're using them for legitimate reasons, then we'll definitely give it. One of the other, like when I was doing Amazon selling for the first time, and I'm super new at this, so I'll definitely hit you guys up for some advice later on. But like barcoding, like all the barcode websites seemed kind of dodgy as well. So I'd make a card just for barcodes. And then that way they can't like continue debiting me and things like that, right? So that was like one small use case that I think was quite useful.
Yeah, definitely. And then, so these are virtual cards, and these are available for people in any country or most countries. And but if you're in Australia, you can also get physical cards, right? Which is of course still a debit card. It's not a credit card, just to clarify. But you are rolling out physical cards to other countries as well, right?
Yes, definitely. So we've got physical cards in Australia, so you can get up to 5 for free. But we're also rolling them out in UK, in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong means that most of Asia will get it as well. We're getting Google Pay and Apple Pay soon as well. So the idea is that once Google Pay and Apple Pay comes in, then you might not necessarily need the physical card anymore.
Okay. Is there any fee to using any of these cards, like the virtual cards or the physical cards? Is there any like monthly, annual fee or?
No, so there's no fees at all for the virtual cards. There's if you get over 5 physical cards, there's a once-off $15 fee, but there's no recurring fees for using the Airwallex cards.
Okay. I think the other thing that you didn't mention is that you are approved by Amazon. That is really, really important for most of the people watching here, because some of the payment service providers that people are using might not be approved. So this is really important to note that Airwallex is approved. Right, Mark?
Look, I think there's people I know that opened up originally Amazon with, their Westpac or whatever bank account that was doing overseas transactions, and now if you don't change from that account, you've got to wait 21 days for your payments, and plus they're being ripped off blind with the conversion and everything else. But so I mean, to change to this and get the extra sort of cheaper rate and everything, plus being able to get your payment a lot quicker from Amazon, because you don't want to be waiting another 21 days on top of 14, so it'd kill your cash flow. So I think it's brilliant for that.
I think the conversion rate is a huge difference. So anyone who's using a traditional bank, you'd be saving over 5% just by making the switch to Airwallex.
Yeah. And of course, you also mentioned competitive rates, and you had that chart there comparing all of the different service providers. I think that's something that really caught my attention too when we talked to you for the first time, because who doesn't want to save money, right? And so that was something that's something that I think is really something that people should consider, the overall rates and how much they can save in a year. I mean, maybe per transaction, it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but it adds up. Everything adds up. Every penny counts, right?
I did a check on my last World First payment I did, and by changing over, it was $364, and I think it's only going to be like $170 or something with Airwallex. So,
oh, wow.
I mean, so that's a big saving. And I mean, if you're doing a $30,000 or $50,000 payout, it's a lot more money the more you're spending. So I just sort of went back and checked my last one to see, how much I'd benefit. And I thought, well, that's only one payment. So.
Especially if you got, over the year, how many payments would we have? I mean, there's a lot of, transactions take place over the, 12-month period, or, even sometimes for each month. There's lots of transactions taking place. So.
And I mean, sometimes you get charged. I've been getting hit with, $8 and $10 fees every time I get $100 put in my account. Mr. TransferWise has been taken out $8.50 or something. So, if you get a lot of those payments over the year, you're just throwing money away. That's, Amazon profit's hard enough to get. We need every cent we can keep.
Exactly.
That's so true. And
so how do you go ahead. No, go ahead, Justin.
You go. So I was just going to say that this is all just straight profit as well. And the other thing about the platform is that it's really easy to use. So I think that's the other benefits, is that you're not putting yourself through a lot of pain to save this money. This should actually streamline your processes and make it easier for you while saving money at the same time.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. And I think the other thing is that you don't have to withdraw your money from Airwallex after a certain period of time, right? That's another thing that I thought was very different and very advantageous, because some of the other service providers, you need to withdraw your money after a certain number of months or something. So with Airwallex, you can keep your money in for an unlimited amount of time, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's totally correct. So you can hold it there for as long as you want. We don't charge you. I think TransferWise charges you fees if you have over a certain amount as well. They charge you a negative interest. And then some platforms just don't allow you to actually hold it in. So definitely one of the benefits. I mean, we want to be your bank one day. So That's so it makes sense that you keep your money there, right?
Yeah, and if you're bringing US dollars back and forwards, I mean, unless you strike the right day to do it, it can cost you a lot of money just on transfer, at the conversion rate. So, I mean, I tend to leave mine. If I know I've got to pay a supplier, $30,000, I tend to leave that sitting there. I don't bother to bring that back because, otherwise it might work in my favour if I just watch the money market daily. But, I mean, as a general rule, it's not advantageous to bring it back and take it over when you need it. So, I think it's great to do all those things.
And then, so let's say people who are based in the US, why is Airwallex beneficial for them? Because, I mean, they already have a US dollar account, they're making their payments in US dollars, so why do you think they need an Airwallex account?
So it'd be a lot of around, like if they do end up, selling in the UK or they need any sort of FX, our rates are really good. Locally there, we've actually had quite a few customers sign up already. I think people do like our cards, which we're launching there soon as well. US, I think we're almost ready to launch. Basically, the US has a different financial system and we need to sign up every single state. So one of the benefits would be the cards, the ability to open the bank accounts globally. I think everyone's looking to trade internationally. So I think that's one of the benefits. And the other thing is we don't charge any fees. So if you were to, I think if you Google free bank account, Airwallex comes up a lot of the time. So at a minimum, you're not getting charged a fee just to hold your money there.
But too, if you've got an account, if you're in the US, and I don't think Amazon will just pay into your normal bank account, will you? You'd still have to be one of the preferred payment providers, would you not? So they'd be very limited to whatever is the US bank account that Amazon accepts, because otherwise they're going to be waiting an extra 3 weeks for their payments. So that's
no,
what
I think
I'm assuming.
they should be able to. Bank? Yeah, they can use any bank. Yeah, because even I have connected to my Singapore bank, for example, previously. So yeah, as far as banks are concerned, they can use any bank. But for payment service providers, there are only the approved ones can be used.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The other feature that I thought. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you're the US and you've got outsourced staff, like people in the Philippines, and you're paying them in US dollars, one of the benefits of Airwallex is it's really quick. So the idea around Airwallex is wherever possible, we use the local payment rails. So what that means is traditionally when you transfer money overseas, it goes through the SWIFT network, and that takes a lot of time because basically it's actually just like a text messaging service that they charge you an arm and a leg for. And basically each bank it passes through, they take a clip. And that's also why when you use the SWIFT system, a lot of times you don't know how much the other person's going to get. And it might be like, $30 short, but you can't really the supply. It's just like a really it's not nice for the supplier, but it's also not that great for you, right? And basically the SWIFT network takes a clip all on the way. It takes a lot of time. So Airwallex's big idea, the big idea when we started was, what if we had money in every single country? And then, so when you're saying, hey, I want to send money to my VA in Philippines, we'll actually transfer that out of our local Philippine bank account. So it means that they'll get it pretty much same day. But the other benefit for you is that you can transfer them $5 and that's okay. Do you know what I mean? Because it is a local bank account and we're using the local payment rails. And that's super useful for anyone and even if they're getting stock, right? If they're trying to get samples from somewhere like India and they want to pay them in rupees, instead of, taking 5 days for that money to get across to them, you can use Airwallex and you can send them $30, right? And I think that's a really big benefit for anyone who's in the States.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think the other feature that I was really excited about was that you can actually top up your Airwallex wallet from, with funds from your bank, from your regular bank. Because I was facing those issues previously with my previous payment service provider where I wanted to top up because I didn't have money in that wallet, but I had to wait for a payment to come in before I could, make a payment to a supplier or a service provider. So this is another feature that I think many people will find useful as well. We have a couple of questions, but I think we're going to take questions a bit later because let's take a look at the platform first. So Justin, do you want to share your screen and then let's do a demo? So guys, if you have any questions, keep typing them in the comments. We're going to keep track of the questions and we'll take all the questions after the demo is done. And some of your questions might already be answered when you watch the demo. Okay, let's go.
Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Awesome. So this is the Airwallex platform. Unfortunately, this is a demo account. This is not my bank account, but one day. So basically, and then I'll have it all in Airwallex because Airwallex is my bank. But basically, to add funds to your account, you go add funds, and these are all the different currencies you can fund your accounts with. So this is an Australian Airwallex account. Depending on which country you're in, this might look slightly different because basically, for example, if you're in Singapore, then you'll actually get an Airwallex Hong Kong as the base. But this is what the AU Airwallex bank account would look like. So basically, you go next, and then this is where you deposit money in. So basically, everything will be in your own account name with your own BSB and account number. So in America, it'd be in your account name with your own SWIFT code and your own routing number, your own ACH number. So all the funds in Australia are held in ANZ in the segregated trust accounts. So Airwallex never has access to your funds. We can't invest it, and it's always safe as long as ANZ is fine. And one of the big differences between Airwallex and all the other providers is most of the other providers give you a reference code as your account number. So it'll be like, OFX or TransferWise reference, 15 digits. Whereas with Airwallex, everything is actually in your business name. And I think that really highlights one of the key differences, that we are a business first platform rather than a retail like to consumer business. So we actually only work with businesses and we don't actually do consumers. So this is what your wallet will look like, and this really is the heart of your Airwallex account. So these are all the different currencies you can hold, and basically, if you've got payments out to India soon, and you see that the rate's really good, you can go ahead and do a conversion yourself ahead of time, just to lock in some of that just to lock in that rate. So to do a conversion, you go to the wallet, and then you go conversions, and you go new conversions. And then here is the rate that you'll be getting. This is our markup, and this is the interbank rate. So I think one of the key differences here is that a lot of the platforms aren't transparent with their pricing, and they'll vary depending on time of day, depending on how much you're doing. Whereas Airwallex, our markup is always the same, and it's super transparent. So you can see the interbank rate here, and you can see our rate here. And then you click next and confirm. So this is what you do if you want to convert ahead of time. If you're making a payment to someone, you won't actually need this step. And you can actually just do it in the payments page. Global accounts this is where basically you'll be able to create all your different bank accounts. So to create an account, you go create global account. Let's say US. Let's say it's for Amazon US account, and you can create up to 5 of these accounts for each account. And as easy as that, you've now got a USD bank account, or if you're based in the US, you can open a UK bank account, and it's all the same process. And the benefits is in your account name, own ACH and bank account number as well. And you can basically connect this to Amazon straight away.
That literally took seconds. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. I have applied for an Australian AUD bank account, but I guess because I'm based in Singapore, it requires approval. So yeah, but my US account was instant.
Yeah, that's something to do with the government. So our government, I think the Australian government has some strict requirements, which is why it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But one of the other benefits of the accounts, you can go export here, and sometimes Amazon asks you for an account statement, and you can actually get that yourself over here. So you can select that, put in your own details for your Amazon account, and then you just need to tick this box, and then it will actually automatically generate a letter for you that you can actually give to Amazon straight away. So you don't need to talk to anyone, you don't need to ask anyone. This is automatically here. So the transfers tab, sorry. So the transfers tab is where you do transfers. So basically, if you're paying someone in the US, for example, this is how like the live rate works, and basically you can see our markup, and you can see how much you're getting. So one of the benefits is if you're, for example, paying someone in India. It's Indonesia. One sec, let me find India. Yeah, so if you're paying someone in India rupee, you can actually send them 1,000 rupees, which is 18 Australian dollars, and we don't charge you any fees to do that. And this will go through same day to them.
So that's great.
So that is great. So if you need to pay for a sample, now guys watching, listen to this carefully because we get so many questions in the group. How do I pay for a sample? Use Airwallex. And you can pay for a sample in Indian rupees, whatever the amount is, and there are no charges, right, Justin? So there are no charges if you want to transfer to an Indian supplier in Indian rupees, correct? There are no fees.
And, hey guys, is it right that if I was a newbie right now with Airwallex, that I can actually get a demo with Anna and she'll actually walk me through, the whole deal? Is that right?
Yeah, that's 100% correct, and Anna's absolutely amazing. So she'll walk you through each step, and then once your account's approved, we can actually do another session with you, just to help you you connect your accounts. And that's one of the other big differences of Airwallex. It's really the service, because we are a business to business, like a bank account. We've got local service in every country that we're in. So. You'll be able to, if a payment's not going through or it's slow or there's some problem or you need to cancel a payment, there's actually someone that you can pick up the phone to and call rather than having to, email and wait.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic because a lot of people are, sort of jump onto Airwallex and, knowing that, Anna could be in the background to guide you through the first or second time you do it. Awesome. It's just great to have that backup.
Absolutely. And then the other thing is that it's like when I set up my account, the onboarding was pretty smooth. There was a couple of videos that I was instantly given access to. And I think it was like a 30-40 minute video. I watched the entire video and it was crystal clear. And the platform itself is just so easy to use that you really don't need anybody to, walk you through. But definitely, Anna or anybody else is available. And the other thing is that we do have a special offer for you guys, which I should have mentioned right at the beginning. But so we are going to give you a link where you can go to, and you are going to get a preferential rate, and you're also going to get some like a certain amount. Oh yeah, $20,000 Australian dollars equivalent of free foreign exchange transfers. So we'll give you that link in a bit. Okay, Justin, we can continue.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and this is an exclusive offer. So to get access to the 20K free FX, you definitely have to go through Indian sourcing network. So definitely shoot a message to Marge or Megla. So the contacts page is where you create contacts, and basically you go new recipient, and let's say you're paying someone in India. So if you're paying someone in India rupee, you can do local, and it will be basically so there's a limit of 1.5 million, but you can do as many of these as you want. So where possible, we recommend choosing the local method of payment just because it's free. But in some countries like United States, you'll get multiple options. So we've got basically local payment rails with 80 different countries, where you can actually use the local method of payment rather than like the SWIFT network. So where you will need to use SWIFT is if you're doing a large USD payment to India, because USD isn't a local currency there, so you will get charged a $10 SWIFT fee. That being said, it's $10 compared to I think our banks here charge 20. But the other benefit is you can actually choose who pays the SWIFT fees as well, so you can actually ensure that your supplier is getting the exact amount that you guys agreed on. so this is how you create a contact, and then the other benefit of us using the local payments is that you actually get paid really quickly. So if you're an Amazon seller based in Australia or the UK, and you're selling in the US, it means that as soon as Amazon puts the money into your bank account, you can actually transfer it straight out into your Australian bank account pretty much instantly. So as soon as it hits your account, you can actually bring it straight back to Australia if you wanted to, and it'll hit your Australian bank account within 4 to 6 hours. So that's the transfers. And the final function that is super cool is this cards function. So we're the only country in Australia that has this functionality, and we're the first in Hong Kong to offer it as well. But basically the one of the main reasons why Airwallex was created was to bring back this control into you as the business owner. So to create a card, you select new expense card, select what it's for. Let's say it's for stock purchases, like if you're buying for, if you're purchasing some sort of drop shipping stock. Go next. And this is where you set your spending limits. So these cards don't have any of the 3% FX fees. So we actually only get charged the FX rate at the 0.3% that Airwallex charges. And yeah, super useful, these cards, because when you're in Australia and you pay for anything in the US, you get charged 3% every time. So the benefits of these cards is there's none of that 3%. And you can actually set your limits here. So you can choose what currency. Let's say it's in USD. And let's say I only buy $2,000 worth of stock. It's the maximum. And then let's say I only want this card to be used 8 times per month. And then after 5 months, I want this card to be cancelled, or like to be halted. And then, yeah. And then so you can set all your limits. This doesn't affect the currency it can be used in. So even though I've set the currency in USD here, you can still use it in AUD, you can use it in Singaporean dollars, you can use it wherever Visa is accepted. And then you go create card. And as easy as that, you've now got your own Visa Airwallex card. And then, so you can use this and plug it into anywhere that takes Visa. And then you can basically edit, freeze, cancel the card at any time. So, so the idea is that, yeah, you can just cancel it, lost, stolen. It's easy that the card's now gone. So the idea is that you bring all this control back into your business, and eventually when you guys get really big and you've got a lot of employees, you can actually create employee cards as well. And what the employee cards is, the user will get access to their own login. So basically when they log in, all they'll see is the Airwallex card, but you can also get physical cards sent out to you as well, if you'd like. So yeah, so that's the cards function. We integrate into Xero as well, and QuickBooks is on the way. We've got a rewards program as well. So these are discounts for some of our partners. And the final feature I'll show you guys is user access management. And I don't know how many of you will find this useful, but potentially if you've got a bookkeeper, what you might want to do is create a role. And let's say it's bookkeeper. So over here, what you can do is you actually have full control of what they can see and what they can edit. So if it's like, for example, for our bookkeeper, what I do is I give them access on everything up to approving transfers and also issuing cards. They cannot also don't give them access to this. And then basically I create the role, I add in their email and they'll get an email. And now what happens is whenever they create a payment for me, everything actually sits in draft. So if you've got a VA who does your payments for you, you can actually get them to make all the invoices, have it sit in draft, and then when you're ready, you can go and check the payments, and then you just click approve and the payment will go out. And I think that when you look at that, I think this really highlights when you look at the roles tab, I think that's what really highlights what Airwallex is doing. Like everything that we're building is bit by bit, but it fits into the whole picture, and it's all on one platform. So what we're trying to do is really give you all the control as a business owner, because we know how hard it is. It's not easy running a business, so our life is to try and make your life easier. And I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that sounds
So Megla, that's going to
really
be really
good.
Yeah, that's going to be really easy to pay our team in India as well, isn't it? It's going to make it a little bit simpler.
Exactly, simpler, and we're also going to be saving some money paying our team in India.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
All the fees, yeah.
All the
Yeah,
fees, and also,
yeah.
yeah, that's another thing I was really excited about. And we can also pay in INR, because we don't pay everybody in US dollars in India. So yeah, we can pay them in INR, and it doesn't cost anything. This sounds really good. What I really like is that the interface is just so easy to use, and everything is so clearly laid out, and the sections are very clear, and it's just a very easy to navigate platform. So we've got a couple of questions. Is there anything else on the platform, Justin, that you wanted to highlight? Or Mark, Kevin, any comments from you before we start taking questions?
Well, look, I just think it's so easy. Look, I got my approval, and I thought, I'll just have a look at this. And the next thing, I didn't wait for Anna. I went in and I created my accounts and I ordered my cards, and I thought, oh, gee, that was pretty easy. So one day when I've got some time, I'll go back to Anna and just get a refresher on anything else. But yeah, I mean, it's not that you need a lot of help. It's so simple to follow the steps. I think it's very easy to get the accounts open and order the cards and all that. You don't need somebody to hold your hand that much with it. It's a lot easier than the other systems, I think, to use.
Yeah, but for some people, Mark, just to sort of know that someone is there to, because in this day and age, a lot of times who you're talking to, but it's refreshing to see that, there is someone that if you need it, the assistance is there.
And of course, you can always tell them that you're from India Sourcing Network, and you get preferential treatment for sure. Right, Justin? The other thing is,
true.
Yeah. So what is the onboarding, what is the registering process like? So when somebody signs up, what are the documents that are required? And of course, it varies by country, right? Because there are different regulations in every country. So maybe quicker and faster in Australia, and may take slightly longer in other countries. But can you just talk a little bit about the entire registration process?
So I think that the registration process is pretty straightforward. We do require slightly more documents than your typical bank, and that's basically because once you've onboarded with Airwallex, you've actually onboarded with all our partner banks. So like the fact that you can open a bank account in the US and in the UK, it's because we've actually done that compliance for them. So if you look at it from that perspective, it's actually super quick. But basically all we really need is your company details, who the directors are. Basically all that the compliance team is trying to find out is like where is the money going and who ultimately owns this business. And I think for anyone who's selling on Amazon, that's like super easy. And yeah, like if you've got any issues, you can always reach out to me or Anna as well. I think the whole idea of us having us as your contact is that you're going to get the same person every time. You're not going to get just transferred around. We really want to emphasize that we want to grow with you, and I think that we've still got so many features that are going to come out as well. So
right,
super excited.
So I'm looking at the comments here, and Anna is already answering quite a few questions in the group. So yeah, very efficient. Thank you so much for that, Anna. But let me just see if there are any questions over here. So Andy says, sounds awesome. Mari's asking, how long does it take for the payment to process when we are making payments to our suppliers? And she's making a payment from the US to India. So how long does it take?
So it depends if you're paying in in rupees or in USD. If you're paying USD, then it'd be 2 to 3 days. But then if you're paying in rupees, then it should be next day.
Okay.
So the only...
Yeah.
Yep, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say it just depends. So if we can't use a local payment method, then we still have to use a Swift network. And yeah, until we build out our own rails, which is on the way, we still have to use them here and there.
Right. So when you use the Swift network and do an international transfer, what is the fee that you charged? Is it
So we charge $10. Just
$10, and that's US or Australian?
Australian.
Okay, so that's 10 Australian dollars, about 8 or so US dollars. And that's
Yeah.
regardless of the amount of transfer, right?
Yeah, it's regardless of
Okay.
the amount.
Okay, whereas
So it's just
most
a flat
banks would
$10
charge
fee.
flat $10, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that my bank in Singapore, and of course it's different for different banks in different countries, but my bank charges about $30 Singapore per transfer. And that's what they charge me, plus they charge another whatever amount to the recipient. I mean, their bank charges, whatever. So, yeah. So we're good.
Yeah.
Only going to be paying like $8 now instead of
Yeah.
25
Yeah,
or so.
and you'll also be getting Airwallex's exchange rate as well.
Yeah,
So
and the better exchange
actually,
rate.
no, yeah, and a better exchange rate if you're doing Singapore to US.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a guarantee, like a bank guarantee? What does that mean?
Yeah, so basically the guarantee is basically Airwallex can never actually touch any of your funds. So we're just the platform that sits on top. So when you deposit money into Airwallex, even if it's USD, AUD, depending on where your account is was created. So if you're in, like, for example, in Australia, what would happen is every 6 to 12 hours, we actually check everyone's accounts. And then if there's, $100,000 in your account, then we have to be holding $100,000 with ANZ. So that's basically the guarantee. So all your funds are actually always in a bank, in a segregated trust account. And that's the way that we work. So if you're in Hong Kong, then that'd be with DBS, and then basically we would have that amount with them.
Okay.
That's good.
Are we able to use Airwallex for top-up and withdrawals from US stock brokerage account? Do you know what's a stock brokerage?
That I'd have to check. Like, so we probably could accept the payment, but that you might just have to supply your documents just to show why, like what it's from. We do have restrictions with crypto because there are certain industries that we can't support, because basically if one bank in Saudi Arabia is like, I don't want you to do this, then the entire network has to not do that. So we are sometimes limited by what we can support and what we can't. Brokerage is something I haven't heard of, but we can definitely check that for you.
Okay. ST, maybe you can message me and I will give you Anna's email address, and then maybe you can just reach out to Anna and Justin. Do you pay interest for the money in the Airwallex account?
No, we do not, because we can't invest it, so we can't pay you any interest.
Okay. Transfer time from US to US, transfer time from US to other countries, transfer from Airwallex to Airwallex. Do you plan to bring Airwallex to India so the supplier can sign up and receive money in 1 hour? Yeah, so that's a good question. Like, is there an option of transferring from Airwallex to Airwallex, and is that faster?
Not yet.
Not yet,
We've
okay.
just added in the function. I mean, I also want to transfer time from US to US is same as a local bank account. So however long like ACH usually takes will be the same. Transfer time from US to other countries depends where you're sending to, and it depends more on what currency you're sending to them. So wherever you're sending the local, like if you went from US to, let's say, the UK, and you sent them pounds, that would be pretty much instant, because we've got instant payments in the UK. But if you sent them US dollars, then that would have to go through the Swift network, because we can't use a local bank account there. So it depends on the currency you're sending more than the destination. Transfer from Airwallex to Airwallex. So we've just added the functionality to have multiple Airwallex accounts. So if you wanted to you can actually start having and toggle between them. And then Airwallex to Airwallex is on the roadmap, but it's not like I wouldn't say it's in 6 months. It's still probably a while away. But it's like we're building Rome. It takes a bit of time.
Do you plan to bring Airwallex to India?
Definitely. So we've got a few. I think we've got 5 people there now. and it's just a lot of this revolves around the licensing. So that's probably the thing that's holding us back, is at the moment our license is approved, you'll be able to use us for sure. And China, a lot of Chinese sellers who are suppliers who are selling on Wish, who are selling on Amazon, they all use Airwallex. So definitely India is one of our is definitely one of the high value and countries that we'd love to support. It's really just getting through the regulation and the making sure the authorities are okay with what we're doing, and we spend a lot of money on lawyers to get that through to work on that.
Yeah, that can take time in India.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I have a lot of people from India requesting this, and just like we're working on it.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be able to get a lot of suppliers to onboard really quickly, because I can just see how fast that would be, right? I mean, if a supplier has an Airwallex account and a buyer has an Airwallex account, you just do transfer. That'd be fantastic. Okay, once Apple Pay is operational, can we choose different color cards so that all the cards in the phone or watch don't look like the same? I think it'll be quite confusing if I have several on the phone. That's a really good question. I like how you're thinking, Goer.
Yeah, this is an awesome question. Nowhere in particular. Well, the name too, but definitely. We'll add this to our roadmap. I think the great thing about Airwallex is that we love feedback, so we'll definitely pass this on to the development team, because that's really something that I personally have never even thought about as a problem. But that's a great suggestion.
Absolutely. Good morning, Trish. Okay, so Anna has been answering a few questions here. Tricia, Kev getting paid. Make it rain, Kev. Also, Gameology. My go-to for all games, loving Airwallex. So easy and constantly innovating, which is super beneficial for e-commerce businesses. Absolutely.
Thanks so
I've already opened my account a couple of weeks ago. Can I still get access to the offer? Yes, you can. Yes, you can get access to the offer. So what you need to do is, just send me an email at info@indiasourcing.net, and I will introduce you to the team there, and then you'll be able to get the offer. But of course, you have to have opened the account recently, a couple of weeks ago. Until a month ago is fine, but not 6 months ago. Or if it's a really old account, then not. But if it's open in the last 1 month or so, then we can. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Trish, your info was amazing. Let me just see if there are any questions. So this is Anna. Anna from, okay. I have to go to mobile, but we'll follow up with Megla. Sounds like a big win after seeing 2 other offers that are substandard. Thanks, guys. You rock. Yeah, I know Andy's been doing a lot of research. He's been posting in a lot of Facebook groups and everything. So he's been doing a lot of research. So,
yeah. But Megla, everybody just wants that's why we sort of, as soon as we spoke with Jason and Anna, and, they told us, after, sort of delving in and seeing what they've got to offer. It's fantastic from what compared to some of the others, and so seamless too. It looks very easy to use and seamless, and it's what everybody wants. Nobody wants, dealing with different currencies. It can be quite complex, and to make it that little bit easier for people to understand and use for everybody involved is a win-win, isn't it? So.
Totally. And that's why I was so excited. And all 3 of us were really excited when we did the call with Justin. And we were like, okay, let's open our accounts first. And then, because we do want to recommend services that we ourselves have used and, we can stand behind. So that's why we went ahead and opened our accounts, and, we're pretty happy with it. And so then we invited them for...
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so how about this question? Can I set an annual limit for subscriptions that occur once each year? It appears that the monthly limit wouldn't stop a subscription from being charged multiple times a year.
So you could set... we don't have no one's actually asked us this, so you're bringing up heaps of good suggestions for the product. We should definitely have a session sometime. What you can do is you can set a hard limit if you wanted to. So... we've got weekly, daily, but what you could do is send a hard limit. So if you wanted to, but then that would mean you'd have to create the card every few years or like every year or so. So potentially, if it's like $1,000 a year, you could set a hard limit on the card for 1,000. The only problem is then the card won't be able to be used. So
Absolutely, yeah. So I think he should be one of your beta testers.
for sure. And the great thing is that we actually always need beta testers because we've got, for example, the things that are in beta right now is the app, and then also the app is coming soon, and then also the payment gateway. But then next things like we're building out is like expense functions. So if you've ever got staff who are buying stuff, what you can get them to do is actually take a picture of the invoice, and it will automatically upload into Airwallex as well. Heaps of really cool things.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah. So iPhone app. Any idea when the app will launch? And it's going to be iPhone first, right? And then the others.
I think we're doing them together. I think that it's on the way. It's like I don't think it's probably, I reckon 3 to 6 months. Like probably 6 months would be closer. But they've got a beta that I've seen and it looks really good.
Okay. When is the QuickBooks integration likely to become available?
I think that is definitely already in beta. So we've got a few customers already using it. If you can shoot Anna a message, Trisha, maybe see if she can get you on the beta.
Okay. I think Anna replied, looking at Q4 this year. Okay. My name is Peter, by the way.
Hello, Peter.
Great to meet you, Peter.
Great questions, Peter. Yeah,
yes, and Peter, you should definitely send me an email, and I'll connect you to Justin and Anna, and you can maybe consider being a beta tester for them. Any tips for transferring your account details with Amazon? Suspension seems to be common. Yes, that happens very often, and Tricia had a workaround this, and we should have asked Tricia before the call, but Tricia, if you're watching, maybe we can do another quick session with you, or you can do a post about this, because Tricia did this recently and her account did get suspended when she changed the bank account, and then she was she's trying to figure out a different way to do it. But Justin, do you have any ideas or any suggestions from you? Have you heard this from from sellers?
We haven't had a lot of these issues, but then this is also a pretty new area for us, but we're here to help you guys. So if there's any documents or anything you guys need.
Yeah,
I'm going to actually go online and with Amazon. I'm not just transfer. That's why I haven't done mine. I'm waiting until Prime Day's over and all the things. That's a day that I want to do it, just in case something happens. But I'm going to go and log a call and say I want to transfer my bank details, and stay on the line with me and help me through this. And I believe from reading a couple of people I know have done it, it worked fine. Other people say that if you just do it yourself, they'll just go, oh, this has got, security risk here or something, and they'll close you down. So I've decided that, and I'll hopefully try and test it during next week, so I'll be able to let people know how I get on. It's just finding the time and not being this week. I didn't want to do it with Prime Day and stuff, just in case it got shut down.
Yeah.
So I'll do it, near the end of the week or early next week, and then I'll put a post up if my way works. But that's the way that I've read in a couple of other groups that people have got around it by just logging a call. And somebody actually said they logged a call and Amazon sent them some notes on how to do it, but I still don't trust them. I want them to be there and know that it's me doing it, and they can press a button or whatever they have to do to make sure it's right at the other end, because I don't want to be having it closed down. It's stupid.
Yeah, this is a great point, and we'll make sure that we cover it maybe you can cover it in one of your Monday musings too, Mark.
Trish, by all means, Tricia, put a post up, and we can sort of all jump in and sort of add and sort of get something going, and sort of try and solve. If it's going to be an issue, let's try and solve the issue before it occurs.
Absolutely.
I think Tricia just replied. So she said, change your account by creating a case and using the updating bank details section, and not directly through your account.
So this is what you were saying, Mark, right?
Yeah.
So create a case and then updating. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Trish, did you also ask them to give you a call back? Okay, while Trish replies, let's see if there are any other questions here. So David is saying, I have an open Amazon business account, so I should open Airwallex first so it can easily link to Amazon account. Yes.
Definitely. The way to
go. Yeah.
Definitely, David.
Yeah, it's the last thing you want to do. Like, I just sort of hate thinking I've got to change something in Amazon because you just don't want to go there if you don't have to.
Yeah.
The hardest thing, when you change things in Amazon, it's such a clunky sort of platform that, it doesn't, it's silly, really. I mean, you should be able to change things relatively easy, but I think it's due to the security of the platform that causes it.
Can virtual cards be used for Google and Facebook ads account?
Definitely, and we encourage it. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely can. So a lot of our customers do use them for Facebook and Google ads. It's actually our top 2 spends.
Oh. So Peter loves to push the limits on what a system can do. So he's a perfect beta tester for you.
Yeah, definitely we'll be in contact, Peter.
Great car presentation, Justin. One of a kind. Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I gave Megla a heart attack, I reckon.
I know. I panicked. I was like, oh my God, is he in the car?
I just see her and I was looking at her face going, oh my God.
Yeah, I feel so bad. It's just like, today's just been one of those days.
Justin, you're such a cool dude. I had every faith in you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so Tricia is saying this seems to prevent the system from flagging it as a suspicious activity for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay. I logged a call before changing the bank details with Amazon. It all went without a hitch. I changed both the debits and payments account numbers. That's awesome. That's good. That's really good to know. So this works. This really works. Okay, no calls needed. So you don't need a call. You just need to raise a ticket or,
A case.
Yeah, a case. Okay, great. So any other questions? And let's talk about the offer that we have for everybody before we forget. So there are 2 things that you're going to be getting when you sign up using our link, which is the first thing is that 20,000 Australian dollars equivalent of free foreign exchange transfers. So this is an exclusive offer that you're getting for being part of the group. And then the second thing is that you get you get preferential rates, especially if you are outside of Australia. If you're in Australia, then you're already getting the good rates, but if you're outside of Australia, you will be able to get better rates. And of course, it depends on which country you are and all of those things, but you're going to be getting the best rate possible for your specific situation, for your country, if you go through India sourcing. So, Justin, anything else about the special offer that we have?
I think the free time is only for a month. Is that right? So
the 20K lasts for 30 days after you use it. After you start using it, and then if anyone's got larger volumes, there are also options for rebates and things in the future as well, prior to us getting loyalty points. So if anyone, I think it's 25K plus in card spend specifically, we can always look at something special there. And then the other thing is, we're super excited to have you guys on board, and I think I think this is a super exciting partnership, and me and Anna will always be here for anyone who has any questions. We'll be on the group as well, and I think we might start sourcing some stuff from India ourselves.
That's right.
Definitely.
Awesome.
So guys, this is the link that you need to go to, airwallex.com/India20K. And once you're on this link, you'll be able to sign up. And if you go through this, then you'll be able to get the special offers that we have. If you have signed up recently in the last 30 days or so, you can still avail of this offer, but you need to send me an email at info@indiasourcing.net. Let me know when you signed up, and then I'll connect you to the team, and they'll be able to give you the special offer as well. So, yeah.
Do you know what I like best out of all this? That everyone can pay for their samples now without having to use PayPal and have all those issues that everyone's had for the last 12 months. So everyone, Airwallex account is needed.
Exactly. And we don't want any questions in the group now. How do I pay for a sample? We're not going to answer any of those questions.
We We'll just get a big Airwallex sign and stick in the post.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So if we wake up tomorrow morning and go to the FB page and it's how do I pay for my
Yeah,
samples?
those are the two common questions we get. How do I pay for samples, or how do I pay for a supplier, and do you have a shipper?
Yeah, so all the answers have been done now. But I mean, look, I believe if you
But
knew-
I suppose, in all fairness, you know, like compared to different countries, you know, when you're getting a sample sort of made, you know, each country's got its own sort of problems or you know different things. But when people come and say, "Hey, PayPal," and "Hey, this," but this makes it all so simple now. You know, and when we first dealing with India and you know sort of getting payment gateways happening, all sorts of things, and with our samples, how did we initially pay for samples, Margie? We pay for them afterwards, or anyway, it doesn't matter.
Did you ever? I think you never paid for samples.
But we got to know the supplier that well. He just said, I think he was nice to us. I think we were lucky.
I mean,
yeah.
I remember when I started, I was always using my credit card because I wanted the stuff quick. But then I didn't realize like how much it was actually getting charged for the credit card. It was like probably the price was like crazy. And then I remember, like it was always like, and it was all would be in your personal name as well, rather than in your business name. So I think a lot of pain points.
But I think too,
yeah, we did similar when we did South Korea. We would pay with a credit card. And then when you get the charges later down the track, you go, oh, and Marg would say, hey, VA, what did you pay for that? You know, it's just because the credit card's there and it's just so easy, you know, and just punch it in. Or it's, you know, it's already in the computer, right? So you don't have to just press a button and bang, it's gone. But it's, you know, it's the money that it costs you over that time. So, you know, it's great to bring it all in and sort of rein in the, what's it called? You know, the loose money that flies around, so you sort of rein it back in.
All the cash.
The wastage.
The wastage, yeah. Can this be integrated in website payment gateway too? So I think this is what you were referring to earlier. You are planning to launch a payment gateway in the future.
And I think...
I don't know if she's asking if we can link to like Stripe or to PayPal, which we can. Or if you're asking, do we have a gateway where we can take payment? That is on the way. It's actually launched in the UK, but it just depends where you are. One of the things that like with finance is that it's just so region specific. But definitely that is something we can do, Ellen.
Yeah, and I think down the track for everyone, because suppliers, I think India's banking system is a lot more stringent than many countries. So I think the suppliers do have to wait to get their money and they pay fees at the other end. And there's a lot more because we go through the what's it called, Justin? The system where we pay the $10 Swift network. Yeah, so I think that costs. Yeah, I think that costs the suppliers quite a bit too. So down the track, I think they're going to be happier too because you know it's all money that they're losing every time that all these fees come out of their account as well as our account. So you know, once you've got that set up, I'm sure every supplier is going to be wanting to jump on board and get their money quicker as well.
And the other thing with India, are all the export-focused companies or factories. They will always want payments in US because it is a requirement by the Indian government that they get paid in the US currency, and then they get a rebate back for their transactions through the year, which obviously, you know, that's why they're import-export businesses, right? And for those that aren't, INR might be sort of good, but you know they won't get the actual rebates that the others get from the government. So, and that's how it works, Magla.
Yeah, that's pretty important, and they have to give an account for each and every payment before it's released from the bank. So if they receive an advance for an order, they have to actually show documents to prove that they have shipped the order before the funds are released or before they can, you know, utilize the funds. Yeah, it's a very stringent kind of system, although it's almost archaic. I think they need to relax the guidelines, the rules a little bit, and make business a bit, easier to do. But yeah, that's the way it is.
Megla, blame them Britishers.
Yeah, blame the Britishers. It's all you, Kevin. Yeah, but hopefully Airwallex, will be able to make that process a lot smoother, especially when you guys launch in India. So, okay, awesome. Any more questions before we sign off and let Justin get on with his day and head to wherever he has to head to?
Hey, Justin, hope you're not parked on the Monash Freeway.
No. I'm on my way back to the office, actually, so I was meant to be at the office, but I guess this had to do.
This is cooler, actually.
Yeah, this is a bit like doing carpool karaoke or something, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like.
And the connection's been very stable. I mean, that's the only thing that I was really worried about, that, oh my God, what if the connection is bad and we can't hear Justin, but it's been really good. So guys, any more questions for Justin about Airwallex before we sign off? This is a really, really good alternative to whatever you're currently using, especially if you're transferring money directly from your bank. Definitely switch to Airwallex. You'll save a lot of money, not only in FX transfers, but also the fees that you pay with your bank. They're much higher than what Airwallex charges, so you'll be able to save quite a bit of money over time, I think, especially if you're doing larger transactions. Highly recommended. Anything else, Mag, Kev?
I don't think so. Well, I just think even if you're just starting out, open your Airwallex account and have it ready, because once somebody says I need to ship something, a product, and I need to pay it with FedEx or pay for the sample, you've got someone to do it. You don't want to have to then wait 3 or 4 days to go through the process and get your account up and running and all the forms you've got to send in. So I think, as soon as you're ready to start, sort of thinking I'm doing this and I'm sourcing and I'm looking for a sample, get your account open. Don't wait until you start trading.
For all those waiting for a certain other one to get permission, I don't think it'd be wise. I don't think it'd be too wise to wait. I think. Was that clever?
I mean, we should have better fees in them, and I think that long-term wise, there's just so many more features that are on the way that I think you'll really see the divergence between Airwallex and the one that is wise to leave.
Well,
and everybody make your own decisions. I mean, we think Airwallex is good. We've looked at the features. We've done the presentation to you. So you see if it works for you, then make your decision based on that. Of course, all of the different service providers are great. They have their own benefits, features. So weigh the pros and cons, and sign up for whatever works well for you. For us, we think Airwallex is good, and we've started using it. That's why we are recommending it. That's it.
and it's a necessary cog in your wheel of doing your Amazon or online business. You need a payment provider to assist you with the sort of payment system for overseas. Whether you're in US, UK, or wherever. So it's a necessary cog in the wheel to operate. So.
Absolutely. So this is the URL. Definitely go over here and get your special offers. Before we let Justin go and before we sign off this webinar, another reminder that our India Sourcing Network website launch is coming up soon, next week. In fact, oh my God, is it next week? Yes, it is.
Coming up quickly.
How many sleeps, Mark?
I think it's 10.
10. Oh, awesome. So we're literally into the countdown now. I'm going to play this quick video for those of you who joined us late and weren't able to watch the video. Let's take a look at this quick video and take note of those dates. So this is the post that you need to go to. Like, comment, and share this post to add your name to the lucky draw. We've got almost 70 prizes that we're going to be giving away live. We're going to do a Wheel of Names thing where we choose winners live. It's going to be super fun. And it's going to be a party.
It's going to be a long day,
exciting.
I think.
It's going to be a long day. Yeah.
Nicola wanted champagne, but I thought that we're starting. She's on at like 9 o'clock in the morning or something. So I mean, no, we need to get to the end of the show.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Justin, thank you so much for your time today. It was a great presentation, great car presentation, one to remember.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to make it memorable because everyone else has the same background.
You certainly did.
Yeah.
that.
So like,
You-
yeah.
You
You
did a
did,
great
you
job. Great job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Next time I'll try and find a mountain, or I'll be somewhere else.
Yeah.
This is your thing now. You have to look for cool
Every time
places.
I'll make sure I find a totally different environment.
Different one each time.
Yeah, done.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks a
Look
lot,
forward to
everyone,
it.
for joining us today. And we're not going to be doing Webinar Wednesday next week because we're going to be preparing for our big launch. So we will see you next Friday, which is July the 2nd. That's Asia, Australia. And July 1st, Thursday evening in the US for the VIS show. And then the launch is actually on Saturday morning, Asia, US, and Friday evening in the US. So we'll see you then. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.